Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in the UK for what could be a game-changing moment in India's economic diplomacy. He's here to formally sign a long-awaited free trade agreement, or FTA, with his British counterpart Prime Minister Keir Starmer. But what's really in the deal? Who are the winners and what changes for Indian workers, industries and global ties? In this detailed explainer we break it all down. Negotiations began back in January 2022 under Boris Johnson's government, but after nearly 3 years and multiple rounds of talks, it's finally happening. This marks India's first big trade pact with a developed economy in more than 10 years. The India-UK FTA is a sweeping 26-chapter agreement covering everything from goods and services to investment and intellectual property rights. It's not yet in effect. It still needs to be cleared by the British Parliament and India's Union Cabinet. But once that's done, it's expected to roll out within a year. Here's what's in it for India. Nearly 99% of Indian exports to the UK will enter duty-free. This is huge for India's labor-intensive sectors like textiles, leather, apparel, footwear, marine products, toys and jewelry. Many of these products currently face tariffs between 4% and 16%, which will now drop to zero. Engineering goods, EVs, sports equipment, and auto parts also benefit under the new rules. And there's more. Indian professionals posted in the UK will now be exempt from social security contributions for up to 3 years. That's a saving of 4,000 rupees crore every year for workers and employers alike. This is part of the Double Contribution Convention, a social security pact to avoid double deductions across countries. Plus, Indian yoga instructors, chefs, musicians and other contractual service providers will be allowed temporary access to work in the UK. Indian companies that stand to gain include Welspun India, Arvind Ltd, Bata India, Relaxo, Tata Motors, Mahindra Electric and Bharat Forge. In fact, the UK is already India's 6th largest investor, with $36 billion pumped into sectors like healthcare, transport and energy. For the UK, this is the biggest deal since it left the European Union. Tariffs on Scotch whisky and gin, currently at a whopping 150%, will drop to 75% immediately and down to 40% over 10 years. Tariffs on UK-made cars, which currently exceed 100%, will be reduced to just 10% under a quota system. This is a big win for brands like Jaguar Land Rover, Aston Martin, and whiskey giant Diageo. British consumers will benefit too. Prices will fall on imported Indian garments, footwear, food products, cosmetics, and even biscuits. Meanwhile, UK exports to India are projected to grow by $21 billion by 2040, a 69% increase. UK companies will now be allowed to bid on non-sensitive Indian government tenders worth 2 billion rupees and above. This opens up access to over 40,000 tenders, valued at 4.09 rupees lakh crore annually. This FTA isn't just about goods and services. It's about rewriting trade equations post-Brexit and giving a fresh push to India's global ambitions. India is already in talks for similar deals with the US, EU, Oman, Peru, and Israel. This one with the UK, after 3 years of negotiations, could set the tone for all that follows. After the signing, Modi heads to the Maldives on July 25th. But this deal will keep echoing in boardrooms, factories, and markets for years to come. From scotch to saris, cars to curry, this India-UK FTA could be the beginning of a whole new trade era. Stay tuned, the global game is changing.